Over the past 35 years walking this earth in the capacity of a teacher, I have had many experiences in the classroom that I feel would be worth sharing. One of such experiences was having Leyton Benta as a guest speaker in my classes. He was a guest speaker through an interview that he granted me, and he was also present live and direct via Teams. And he talked to my students. They asked him questions, insightful questions, not only about being British, but also about life in general. I am a teacher, a lecturer, who specializes in English, Spanish, Portuguese, and teaching these languages entails also teaching the culture behind the languages. That is where guest speakers from the countries where the languages are spoken are so important. Leyton Benta provided my students with insightful information about being British, about the world, about his experiences as an actor, as a musician, as a speaker, a public speaker, and his message of positivity and authenticity that he spreads to the world through his music, through his acting, through his kind words to everybody that he meets. A lot of my students are featured in the video that was made that day when he was a guest speaker in my classes. However, some of them are not featured due to parental consent. Those of you who have had the privilege of knowing Leyton Benta will know how special his message and his mission is, and being a part of it through the project Interviews for Educational Purposes that Leyton Benta has participated with me has been amazing. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank him.
Hey! How you doing?
They're the ones who are gonna talk, okay? I'm just gonna take the back seat. They're the ones that are gonna talk.
No problem. It's an absolute honor. Honestly, how are you guys? How are you doing? Good. I just want to thank you guys very, very much. Honestly, Polyana reached out to me and she said that it would be, an honor for myself personally, actually, to meet you, because she said you wanted to also meet me as well, and I felt more honored. In fact, probably more excited. I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, because. You know what, I feel this is very, very important, just to be able to just have a conversation, just a pure, authentic conversation, and anything at all I can leave encouraging or inspiring in your worlds in whatever way, I'm always all for it, guys. So I want this to be a comfortable conversation. You can throw anything forward at me. Don't feel shy, don't feel camera shy or anything, neither. I want you to just be yourselves, okay? Hey, how you doing?
My name is Ingrid. My name is Sarah.
Sarah?
Ingrid, yeah. And my name is Sunniva.
Lovely meeting you.
So I'm going to start, and my question is, do you think that all of the craft that you have lived through has taught you some important things?
Yes. 100%. I would say that everything that I have been through generally on my journey has shaped more of who I am today, because it shapes furtherly more of how deeply I think about a lot of things that go on in the world. And I feel as an individual and as an artist, I want people to receive the things that they need more than just the things that they want to hear. And sometimes we will be told things we don't want to hear, but at least you know that someone was honest and they actually have seen things behind the scenes to actually reveal this is actually what's going on, that people are not going to come forward to tell you. So it's very uncomfortable with the things that you can find out amongst the scenes, because it can be, sometimes it makes people really, really lose out on a lot of hope if they really found out what really goes on behind this crazy world. So I knew that I personally had my own responsibility in all of my experiences and how I feel it can reach out to every generation, including yourself, so that there is more hope and that there is someone who's doing something from the heart, and that they're here to fight for justice for a better world for everyone, including you all.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's the hardest choice you've made to stay true to yourself?
Okay, so thank you for asking. I would say one of the most hardest choices was when I had to decline 6 major record deals, because that could have resulted into me being famous, and I declined offers that could have resulted it, because what goes on behind contracts is a lot more gruesome than what people assume. And I felt when it comes to my integrity, my heart and my soul and my message and my gifts, it's important with what I reflect onto the public. So if I recognize things that do not sit well with my spirit, and if it means that I have to compromise my integrity and my morals and value system, then I'm going to decline the offer, because it's about, in other words, selling out, but in the wrong ways. And I'm not about that. So I took a stand to do things rightfully and do it in the right way, which doesn't mean that I don't have my days where I do feel deflated or I feel mentally exhausted, because I feel I carry a lot of weight every day when it comes to staying true to who I am in a molding world society. And if I'm going to do the right thing, then I've prepared myself for a lot of adversity that comes in return for that. But I'm willing to fight for wherever I need to, just to know that when I do leave this world one day, that I have left something very significant and meaningful for every generation, including yourself, to know that there's someone who's fighting for a better world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. What message do you want people to hear in your music?
The message? I want people to I want them to receive the truth. I want them to also be uplifted, but uplifted in ways where, if for example you're listening to one of my songs, you will be able to know that, you know what, he has actually lived the experiences and he's not afraid to tell the truth of what he's experienced. Because you're not going to see that in a lot of celebrities or famous people, because of course in their own particular way they are controlled oppositions, which means, in other words, everyone who you can possibly think of who is in the limelight and have had so much impact in a way, but I would say impact in the wrong ways, are people who have not remained true to who they are. They was willing to cut corners to get in their position. So I'm not about that life. I'm all about taking time with the journey, but knowing that the journey has a lot of depth and substance and meaning, so that at least whatever people feed on with the work, they know that, you know what, this person was really trying to help us, and just to be able to save lives is really everything for me personally. And I feel myself get emotional and just even talking about it right now, because I feel a lot of people look at the results and they never question and look at the process of what really goes on and what it really takes to actually show up for yourselves. So I know that whatever I put forward, I want you all to honestly know that there's someone who truly does mean well, and that someone does love you out there.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Appreciate you. Whew, Polyana got me emotional up here, you know.
Hello, I'm.
Hello.
My question is, what or who inspired your music? Like, is there any bands who inspired you?
You know what, so I've grown up on a lot of good music, so I've always been very old school with music. So I grew up on a lot of soul music, R&B music, even from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So music that actually had a lot more meaning and even from my parents, because my mum years ago was actually in a group called the Lawrence Sisters. So she was in a group with her sisters a very, very long time ago, and they went to go sing and tour Britain. So, and my dad used to be a banjo player. The inspiration has sprung in different ways, but I felt that that's what led me into doing my own representation, but showing who I am throughout the work. So I feel that it was the challenges that bring most of my inspiration out.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
There are some questions that they submitted to me because they were a little shy and they didn't want to come forward and ask.
Okay.
So somebody asked about which one do you prefer, acting or singing, and why?
Okay. Are you asking the question? Is that your question?
Yes.
I would say singing was always my first love. Acting was also another. I feel they're very close because they both represent, they may be a different form of expression, but the message and the purpose is the same. So I feel that they both complement each other in the same way, but singing was always my first love because it's something you can instantly, at the spare of the moment, you can just pour it all out and people will already feel it from an instant. So it holds a big ground for me.
Okay, so I got a question. What was the biggest thing that helped you reach your goal?
What was the biggest thing for me? I would say what kept me going was how much work that I put into myself as a person. Because once again, the work, the career is an extension of who I am. But who I am, I would say, is going to be the most important thing. And then your gifts and talents are an extension of you, which means if, for example, I came to Norway and I sat with you guys and we had a good conversation, then you would be able to gravitate what I actually am as a person. So if you gravitate in that way and deeply, then you can only imagine what my work's going to be about. Because you had the opportunity to actually meet me in person and I had the opportunity to meet you. So we got to know exactly what keeps us grounded and what keeps us inspired and stimulated, even in days where we don't feel like even getting out of bed sometimes, because it does happen. But I knew that whatever the biggest thing is going to be is showing up for myself, because when I show up for myself, then I'm able to actually do something more profound and more powerful and more effective, so that you all receive everything that you need for as long as I'm here living and breathing. I hope that's answered your question, buddy.
Yeah, okay, so how does one find their true purpose in life? I know this is a big question, but what is your advice on that?
That's okay. No, and I thank you for asking me that question. Honestly, I feel sometimes, no matter whatever circumstances or however we've grown up, some people have grown up gracefully, some people have not grown up gracefully. But what I see is that from the experiences that I've had, it's taught me a heck of a lot with regards to more of the things that I do stand for and more boldly. And through your experiences, you learn a lot about who you are and your integrity. You learn about the qualities that you have. You also learn a lot about the people you surround or who surrounds you. Because sometimes you won't get the support from the people who you was meant to get the support from. So you have to be your own number one fan. In other words, you got to be the person who has the pom-pom saying, go me, you know? But you have to be able to share kind words to yourself and tell yourself great things about yourself, that I am brilliant, you know, and you can tell yourself that you're brilliant, because you are the only person in this world that can give you that full-on attentive attention to bring in that relationship to yourself. Because in this world, I really wish I was actually in Norway with you guys, but if going through your journey, you will experience many different things if you have not already, but your journeys matter. Every single journey of yours in the class, everybody who's sitting down right now, your journey truly matters. It's because nobody can actually be who you are. You can only discover your own self-identity, and what you do with that is you roll out with whatever you truly believe in, which your belief is then going to be your own form of truth. I don't want you to feel that you have to be silent in this world, because your voices and your expressions truly do matter. And I don't want you to feel that you have to be less of who you are in order for people to like you. Because we're not seeking for validation, what we're seeking for is more in who we are. Because when we look at that, then the right people will always align, they will always come together, and they will celebrate you for who you are, other than wanting to manipulate that. You know, so we all have a grounding. Our experience is what make us, or it can make less of us, and it really does go down to how much time do we give to ourselves to be able to have some quiet time, because we all need quiet time in the midst of all the madness in the world to reconnect and ask yourself, how am I feeling? And sometimes you'll be like, I don't feel great at all, but use that in a greater way. Let that drive you into doing something good from what actually may feel of the opposite.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys again. Thank you.
Before you ask yours, can I ask something? It's very quick. Do you like dinosaurs? Somebody wanted to know.
Do I like dinosaurs?
Yes.
who asked that question? It's okay. I do. I do believe it all has a part to play as well with regards to certain level of histories. But yeah, no, I do. That's very interesting, actually.
Okay, girls, go ahead.
Who supports you? Who supports you most in your journey?
Honestly, I would honestly say it would be myself first, but then it would be my parents. And why I say my parents second is because, well, when you wake up every morning, you got to be the one getting yourself out of bed realistically. So you have to tell yourself great things that lead you to committing to another day. Even if you don't feel 100% sometimes, because oh yeah, there's been a lot of times where I've been testing and like, oh no, I'm staying in bed, another day. But at the same time, what I love about my mum and dad is that they have never at all in any particular way discouraged me, and they never actually have told me that I should settle for less. They always supported the idea of what I was here to do. And even though our beliefs may be different in some ways, but what I can definitely say, they never have discouraged that I should not do the right thing. They always believed in me, even in days where I felt I was willing to actually give it all up. Because I've had many times like that, because over the period of time and the journey and the things that you faced in bed, it does get a lot. Because I'm just here solely to just say that I'm here to just give the truth. I'm here to just actually do the right thing. But doing that, you actually really do get your life threatened because of it. So, but I'm willing to take the bullets, because at the end of the day, as long as I'm doing something right and I'm doing something for you all, then I have certainly lived something that's worth living for. So I'm grateful for my parents for lifting me on days, and they consistently do it in the ways that they know. But that's more than enough for me to just know that they're present. Does have a significant part to play in my life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What inspires you to keep going when things get tough?
Love. You know what? I feel love has a big, massive part to play with everything, because had it have not been about love, would we really all exist? Because we were all made from love, naturally. And I feel when it comes to nature, when it comes to our groundings, unconditional love is the only way that this world is going to be better and to heal. And there's a big massive part to play when it comes to even just what your heart is here. So the little that you give unto people, other than what you just give to yourself, you don't realize how much you do make a difference in people's lives simply for the simple things that you do. Because a lot of people, everybody is going through their own form of struggle and battle. So I believe that with the qualities that we have, or the qualities that I have as a man, not just as an artist, but as a man, everything matters with what I leave. Everything matters with how I leave people feeling, how I leave people thinking, and how I also leave people feeling even just about themselves. Because when you know you've left something so wonderful in people's hearts without actually trying, but it's in you to do good. So when you do so much good, you will have a lot of people who will be jealous, there'll be envy, they'll have a lot of hatred, and there will also be a lot of ego from people. But always see it as a thing that anybody who is willing to tell you something less about yourselves when you're actually here to do good, it will say it will say less about who they are, and it will say more about who you are. So never let and allow people's insecurities to become your own.
Thank you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate these conversations, Polyana, honestly. Hello.
Hello again.
Hey.
So, my question is, what in life has made you stronger as a human being? Like, is there one thing that you feel has made you stronger as a person?
Yeah, when I was talking about love, but I would definitely say my grounding with regards to the amount of the self-development is what kept me going, because I was always a person about growth. I always wanted to learn. I was always eager to just know more than what I even should have even known, even at the age that I was. And you know, there's one thing saying, you know, oh, we're all young, but everything's always a mindset. I would say no matter what, our mindsets are determining obviously what age is our character. So the experiences is what's kept me grounded, humble, but also at the same time, these are the things you remember. You remind yourself of the greatness that you are, just when the world is ready to collapse on you, because everything that you do, you become a threat. You become a threat the more good that you give. But it also reveals as well the amount of unhealing people there are in the world. Because anyone at all that comes in your lives and then they have something negative to opinionate towards you because you're doing something from the right place, it then goes back down to, in terms of how less, so what I was saying before, how less of a person they are, and that they actually are inspired by you so much. They may not tell you, but they're inspired so much. They're thinking, wow, you sure showed me, you know, but at the same time, they don't want to admit that because it goes down to their own personal insecurities. So people could say they could support you. Anyone can say that. But it takes the actions and the genuinity of people who show up in your lives to actually celebrate every win that you create and make yourself more into. So everything is about being wary of your surroundings and the people and the company you keep, because it does determine as well how far you fly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got a question. Your music carries a lot of emotion. When you sit down and write the songs, do you start from personal experience or take inspiration from others around you?
Whew, that definitely is very, 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 very personal. It's definitely personal experiences, It's definitely the things I've encountered, but it's also the observations of everything that I've observed in the world of what's going on. One would be child trafficking. Now, there's a lot of child trafficking that goes on consistently every single day, even happening right now whilst we're speaking. So I look at it in terms of the possibilities and the perspectives. How can I be able to project in an informative message in the best informative way to get it across to a variety of different ages, races and backgrounds? Because it's very revealing and very nakedly put and very brave work that you put in just to put it forward. This is what's actually going on, this is what's going on. But nobody wants to hear what's actually really going on. So I always know and trust that within all these songs and the writing that I create, because the writing, you can't really plan how you're going to form inspiration. Sometimes you can be in bed and then at 3 a.m. something just pops up. It could be a melody. It's like, for example. And then next thing you know, you jump on the keyboard, you know, and then next thing it forms words. So it all just comes together in whatever way. It could be in the nature. I could be sitting by a tree. I could be reading a book. I could be walking on the street. It just depends. Whatever is meant to come to you, allow it to happen in the best way it is. Because it's very sensitive subjects. It's very sensitive work. So if I'm going to do something, it has to be meaningful. I have to be the one who's writing. I have to be the one who's composing, creating, because you know what experiences you're putting in, that another person, they can reach you, but they are not you. So your experiences is what will be what you feel is right, and this is what I'm extending to the world, and this is what I want people to receive of me, but also be educated along with it too. Thank you. Guys, I want to really just thank you so much from my heart for taking the time. You know, it's not just about me taking the time, but it's you who wanted to also take the time. So it works both ways. And I want to let you know that I really do hope to meet you all one day, because I truly just want to, you know, give you guys just a big, massive hug, you know, just to say thank you for taking the time to look into my journey. Thank you for all of the questions, and thank you for your curiosities, and yeah, just thank you for just being your full authentic self, because I want to always encourage you to always feel that you can be that, and never let life or your experiences or relationships in whatever way make you feel that you have to be beneath who you are. Because I want you to feel encouraged to think more for yourselves. Don't allow anybody to feel that you are less of who you are. Always be bold and brave and stand up for exactly what you believe in. As long as it's positive and you're here to even contribute your own greatness, make that as priority, because you are number one, okay? I love you all and thank you so much. And Polyana, thank you as well for having this arranged as well, because it really does mean the world to me.
Thank you very much.
Love you guys. Thank you.
It was really amazing to have him in my class, talk to my students. They had so many questions they wanted to ask him, and he was so gracious about answering and addressing everything that my students had to ask him. I am so grateful that I was able to have him as a guest speaker in my classes, and the students who participated and who granted permission to be a part of his mission.